Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We got a special guest joining us right now. We have Brian Scott. He's the owner of Rockstar Marketing. Brian, how are you, sir?
Doing wonderful, thank you.
Well, I'm excited to visit with you. You've got a really interesting business that you have, and this is something that, 20 years ago, this wouldn't have made any sense at all, but nowadays it makes so much sense. A lot of people have businesses that are on social media, and there are a lot of people that you work with that are like household names that people have all heard of, and you kind of help them make sure that their social media and their marketing is working well. So first of all, what got you interested in doing this? How did you get into this business?
Well, I'll tell you, I was in the Air Force for right at 20 years, and while I was got real heavy into electronics and computers and so forth. About 1996, built our first website. Started doing a little search engine optimization, which is, getting businesses on the front page. We built this horrible-looking website, had everything popping up, music, and oh my goodness, it was hideous. And so we had all this. We thought it was cool, but we couldn't find it in search engines, which was, I think it was Webcrawler and Yahoo, which was primitive back then. We couldn't find it. And then there was a guy that I knew that had a website, and it was just nothing but a white background with content, and he was showing up everywhere. That's what kind of sparked our interest, saying, we've got this cool-looking website, but we can't show it, or it's not showing up. So we kind of got into the search engine optimization, and then in about 2004, with one of the bands we worked with, the Kentucky Headhunters, older group, we started doing some primitive social media with Dig and Technorati and Propeller and MySpace and some older sites. And, just kind of got into that. And that was about, 12 years before I was going to retire. And I just kept telling myself, me being a network guy and a security guy, I don't want to do this when I retire. So I kind of just, we stuck it out and kept with this. And that's kind of what's pushed us into social media and the web aspect.
Awesome. Well, I want to say thank you for your service to our country in the Air Force. Thank you very much for doing that. How long were you in?
Oh, absolutely. 20 years. Absolutely loved it.
And then you kind of mentioned one of the groups that you work with, Kentucky Headhunters, and there are some folks right now that definitely know that name, but there are some other names that you work with that folks are going to know as well. Who are some of the more well-known customers that you guys work with at Rockstar Marketing?
Well, I'll tell you, the Headhunters, Richard from the Headhunters has a son. His name is John Fred Young, and he's in a band called Blackstone Cherry. So we've spawned from the Headhunters into doing, all the Blackstone Cherry stuff. Work with Alex Ramundo, who's a comedian. He's Latino King of Comedy, and his brother Ron White.
We've heard of that guy.
We do their stuff. They're Number One Tequila. They own a company called Number One Tequila. Great tequila. And we work with the guys and run some personal sites for the guys in Five Finger Death Punch, and a bunch of NFL players and NBA players and UFC fighters and just all kinds of wild and crazy people.
I'll bet that's got to be exciting when you pick up the phone and you get to talk to some of these big celebrities that you see them on TV, you see them all over the place, and you guys get to help them with their social media. That's got to be pretty darn cool.
No, it's great. It's great. Yeah, we talk to different celebrities every day. 2 to 3, and what's really really cool about it, none of them know it. We're big fans of all the people we work with. So that makes it so much better.
It is. Now, a lot of the people that are listening right now have completely different issues than maybe, Ron White or the Kentucky Headhunters. If maybe there's somebody listening that has a small business and they're going, I'm not trying to get somebody to find my comedy online, but boy, it sure would be nice if they could find my small business online. Do you work with businesses as well?
Oh, absolutely. We work with lots and lots of small businesses, and that's what runs this country. So we absolutely love helping small businesses, and there's so much that they can do on their own where they don't have to hire a company, and I would highly recommend that they look at their audience, look at who they need to be selling to. If they're selling to a younger generation, you might want to look towards Snapchat and Instagram. If they're selling to a little bit older, definitely got to kill it on Facebook. Twitter, we tell, and this is funny, we tell people, unless you're Kim Kardashian, kind of don't put a lot of emphasis on Twitter. Stick with Facebook. Facebook is the big boy. Facebook has got tons and tons of money. They've got tons and tons of PhDs on staff to to keep that company going. So they're going to be around. They're the big boy. And, focus your efforts on Facebook. Look at Instagram. Look at Snapchat. Definitely look into video. 70% this is from Cisco, 70% of all internet traffic by 2017 is going to be video. So definitely look into YouTube. Definitely push your videos into on Facebook. Push them, hit your clientele, and you don't have to have big production with these videos. What you do is, new iPhones and Android devices have phenomenal cameras. Go in there, shoot some video with your iPhone, put it out, talk about your business. At the end, make sure that you have your URL, your website in there, and make sure that you give us a call at so and so, and just use these platforms. Definitely.
Now, the video that you're talking about, it doesn't have to be like a studio and a director and all of that stuff. Like you're saying, you could use your smartphone or a tablet, and you can get really good quality video doing that, can't you?
Absolutely, and that's what we recommend, because small business, they don't have big budgets. They can't go hire a company to come in and make a really expensive video. And what we would recommend is make a series. Okay, if you're a small business, one day talk about this product, another day talk about this product. Keep putting videos out there. You're going to generate new leads, and you're going to generate fans, and people are going to come in and buy your businesses and services. Definitely use video. Video is very, very hot.
I was at an event where there was a guy that was talking about how he was utilizing video on social media, and what he did is he went onto his own website and looked at the frequently asked questions, and then he hit record on like a tablet, and he just talked into the thing answering those questions because, as he put it, he said, we're too lazy to read these days. So he said, I just went through my own frequently asked questions, and I answered all those for people, and it worked out really, really well for him, which I thought was a really smart idea.
Absolutely. And something I learned just the other day, and this is funny, that people, let me see, how did they say this? Humans in the last 10 years have a shorter attention span than a goldfish.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
So make it quick.
and that's a really good point, because there are some of these videos. My son, I love my son dearly, but he has what he refers to as his novel statuses on Facebook, and even his own dad. That's me. I hate to admit it, Troy. I don't read them all. I want to. I'd love to, but I don't have time. There are times he'll have this thing that's like 15 paragraphs long, and I read the beginning and I start scrolling and I read the end. So, but if we can keep it short and sweet, that's going to probably help a whole lot better, isn't it?
Absolutely. Keep it super short and sweet. Yes, sir. And we were talking videos. A little technique that we use and we push out to different clients is, after you have a satisfied client, ask them to do a video testimony.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, absolutely. And then put that out. And then if you want to, if you're a little tech savvy, you want to run some Facebook ads, get that testimony and put some target your client base using Facebook with some Facebook ads, and push that testimony out to the people that you want to come to your business.
That's really a cool idea.
Yeah, nice little technique. Doesn't cost a lot. Put however much your business can afford, do it. Absolutely.
So now, when I do a video, I know it doesn't have to be like done in a studio, but is there a good rule of thumb as to, should I do any editing at all? Because on my tablet, I can hit the little scissors button and I can cut off the beginning and the end, so they don't see me reaching over and hitting record. Should you take that stuff off, or is it okay to just leave that on? Or
you can do that if you have the knowledge. If not, I'm sure that somebody in the business. Get with an 18-year-old kid. I'm sure they can do it. Every single young kid knows how to use an iPhone or an Android device. There's tons of apps where you can do editing and so forth. Hand in this video, say, hey, can you clean this up for me a little bit? And I'm sure that they will.
If there's a business owner listening right now that's not on social media, should every business be on there, or are there some that probably shouldn't be?
Absolutely. Mandatory. Every single one that you know. Even if they have so much business right now that they can't handle more, it's branding. get it out there for at least branding. So absolutely mandatory. And like we said a minute ago, make sure that you're hitting the right people. Don't spend tons and tons and tons of time on Twitter. You can get what are called social signals from Twitter, but for the most part, stick with Facebook. Facebook is you'll do right by Facebook. Look into Instagram. Make sure that you're hitting video, and just get in there and learn it and do it.
Now, I've gone on somebody's profile before. I'll have somebody that wants to be my friend, and they'll click on there. And as I'm friending them, if it's somebody that I know, of course I accept them. But if it's somebody that I'm thinking now, how do I know this person? And I'll click, and I'll always look to see, where do they live and where do they work? But I've clicked on those before, where I've clicked on where they work, and it'll take me to a page that's just kind of it's not even really the page for that business. Sometimes it's because that business doesn't have a page, but sometimes the business has a page, but it's taking me to a different page. How can a business go in and make that migrate over to their actual real official page?
Well, what you need to do is, after you have your personal account, then you need to go in there and build your business page. And for branding purposes, if let's say your business is called, let's say Smith Chiropractic. What you'll want to do is, across all your social media platforms, try to get one name across all the platforms. Now, remember, you're going to run into limitations with Twitter and Instagram on, how many characters. So put some thought into that before you go for your, the name. Try to use the same name and brand yourself across the board.
Very good idea. So that way you're not saying, I'm Smith Chiropractic here and Smith Chiro here and only Smith C over here. So.
Absolutely. I've seen it. Sometimes it's hard, but just put some thought into it before you start naming things.
Again, visiting right now with Brian Scott. He's the owner of Rockstar Marketing. Now, if maybe somebody listening is going, man, that was a lot of info in a short amount of time. I want to know more about this. How can they get a hold of you, sir?
Well, you can always contact us. We've got a 1-800 number on our website. We've also got our local number on our website. Our local number is 850-542-3091. You can always go to rockstar-marketing.com, and that's our website. We're in the process of building a new website. Our other one's 3 or 4 years old, so it's time for us to build a new one.
Well, the one that I'm on right now looks pretty darn good, so I think it looks sharp. But rockstar-marketing.com.
Yes, sir.
You can see some of these cool clients that they get a chance to work with on here, too. Some of the images I see, like Five-Finger Death Punch, and there's a couple called Lex and Terry and the Kentucky Headhunters, and a lot of big names on there. So you guys got to be pretty darn proud of all the fun stuff you get to do.
Oh, we do. Some of our bands, and whenever anybody we work with is coming close, we always go out and support them. We always go out and see them, and we get to hang out with them on their buses, and what they don't realize is we're giddy. I mean, this is so cool. Yes, we work with them, but like I said earlier, we're big fans of all these people, and it's so fun, getting to do what you absolutely love doing. So it doesn't even feel like work.
I can tell that you like it, and I appreciate the fact that you took some time to kind of give us some little secret inside info here as well on the program today. Thank you for doing that.
Absolutely. We just wish we had tons more time, because I'm a talker.
I know.
I can talk for hours.
It's been a lot of fun. Again, our guest today has been Brian Scott. He's the owner of Rockstar Marketing, and again, the website is rockstar-marketing.com. Go check that out. It's a lot of cool stuff on there. Again, Brian, thank you for chatting with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for having us on here.
Glad to have you. And we'll certainly have you back on again. I know you guys have fun things in the works all the time, so looking forward to maybe catching up again down the road.
Loved it. We'll love to come back, and thank you so much.
Again, Brian Scott, Rockstar Marketing. The website, once again, rockstar-marketing.com. Thank you for listening to The John and Heidi Show.